Welcome to my live stream, everyone. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Hey, everyone. No one is in the live stream yet, but I always start out by saying, hey, everyone. That's how I start my videos, too. Maybe I need a new intro to start my lives and my live streams. It's late, and I'm not sure how many people will be on my live stream tonight. I don't mean to go live this late, but I am a mom and I do have, everybody makes content that a lot of people make content and they have children, but I didn't mean to go live this late, but I'm here. Um, so today's live stream is about like how trauma shows up in romantic relationships. Can you be too traumatized to date? I think you can. I feel like there are certain moments in your life that you are too traumatized to date and you need to heal, get help, and take a break. I think some people don't realize how much trauma affects your brain and how it shows up in relationships. There are plenty of people who are traumatized. They've had trauma in their relationships every day, all the time, constantly. It's hard to escape this life without some type of trauma, right? So that's tonight's discussion. And I'm gonna make a poll. Um, can you be too traumatized? Oh, come on. Traumatized to date? Can you be too traumatized to date? Okay. All right. So hopefully some people join the live stream so I can not be talking to myself all night. But I hope everybody's doing okay. Today has been a day for me. Hasn't been the best day, hasn't been the worst day, but I am tired and I'm going to try my best to keep this live 30 minutes. Try my best to keep it at 30 minutes. So let's get into it. My friend, I love Google. I love Google. So I'm found an article, and this article, the one that I'm pulling up right now, it's from Very Well Health. And it says understanding relationship trauma. I'm not sure this is the one I wanted to read. No, that's not the one I want to read. No. Let's read this one right here. I like this one better. Yeah, I don't want this one. Is this the one I want to read? Okay, this is the one I want. Froggy Man. Hi, Froggy Man. Yeah, I'm sitting here by myself talking about how, like, is it possible that you can be too traumatized to date? And just talking about how trauma shows up in relationships for those of you who have had past trauma, whether it's from childhood or just in the past. Okay, so we're going to read this one instead. The other one was talking about like in the relationship and the trauma starts in the relationship. I'm talking about like past history of trauma, and then you're now dating someone or you're in a relationship with someone, and how your past traumas show up in the relationship. All right, so I'm going to read from this article. I'm probably not going to read the whole article. I'm going to try not to bore you all too much, but this is the article from Psychology Today. I like to come with facts. I don't want you to feel like I just pull information out of my head. I am not a professional. I'm just a regular person that has been through some things. But yeah, it is. Today is today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024, and it is 9:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in the USA. Yes, Froggy, I'm okay. Do I look like I'm not okay? I guess. I don't know. So far, three of you have answered the question. And I said, can you be too traumatized to date? And all of you said yes. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Thank you so much, Froggy. I am tired. That's why I'm going to try to keep this live tonight on the shorter side, because I have been going like an hour, hour and a half in the past 2 days, and it's just kind of catching up on me. So I'm going to try my best to go live a little bit earlier tomorrow so I won't be up too late and keep hold you guys too much. So this article, so just this, before I read this, I do agree that you can be too traumatized to date. And I think I already said that. Yeah. It's okay to take a break from dating. It's okay to take time to heal. And I think that some people, from my experience that I've seen, and even myself in the past, you people, instead of taking time to heal, they just jump from one relationship to the next. Um, you'll hear people say things like, the only way to get over someone is to get underneath another person. Or, yeah, anyways, you know how people say, to get over your ex or to get over someone, you get with a new person. And that's not healthy behavior. All right. So Psychology Today, the article is by Melanie Greenberg. She has a PhD. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. So it says how traumas create negative patterns in relationships. Unresolved traumas can create challenges in communication, intimacy, and trust. This was posted in August of 2019. Let me see how long the article is. I'm not going to read everything. I'll try to get the most important parts of it because it is a long article. Yeah. It looks like a good read so far. All right. I'm going to read like a little part at the front, the first part, and then I'll see all the examples that she talked about. So traumas are extreme life events that threaten your physical or psychological survival. A percentage of people who experience traumas have clinically diagnosable post-traumatic stress disorder, that's called PTSD, but many more trauma-related symptoms like physiological reactivity to triggers, panic attacks, chronic anxiety, feelings of anger or numbness, or loss of trust. Hope you guys are following along with me. Okay, Froggy Man is like the only person in the chat right now. It's okay. In addition to traumas like rape, childhood abuse, or military combat, a pileup of negative life events, unresolved chronic stress, past abusive relationships, or growing up in a dysfunctional family can also lead to trauma-like reactions and susceptibility to emotional triggering reactivity. Trauma professionals often refer to these type of events as little t traumas to differentiate them from the big T of the life-threatening events. But either can impact your relationships in negative ways if you don't if you don't deal with them through therapy or self-help. Okay? So, I can't talk today. Following are four ways traumas can negatively affect romantic relationships. Okay? 1. Getting triggered in traumatized states. Our brain wiring is such that if you have unprocessed trauma or PTSD symptoms, or experience chronic, ongoing stressful situations, you are likely to get triggered into states of fight, flight, or freeze. When you encounter situations that remind you of the original trauma or ongoing stressor, or situations which your brain deems important for physical, emotional survival. Okay. Number two, it's more to that, but I'm not going to read all of it to y'all. I'm not going to bore you too much. I would try. I'm probably going to forget. But you guys saw the article. I already put it on the screen. You can take your time to read it yourself. Number two, fighting, fleeing, or freezing. Unprocessed traumas or ongoing serious chronic stressors can cause the primitive brain networks involved in survival and threat response to hijack your brain into a fight, flight, or freeze state. Hi, Mohan. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining. If one of these responses helps you survive childhood trauma, for example, fleeing from a borderline parent or fighting a drunk, angry parent so they wouldn't harm a younger sibling, your brain will give that type of response priority and automatically generate fighting, fleeing, or freezing when the amygdala signals a relationship emergency. This can result in the following behaviors, which are damaging to relationships: fight, attacking your partner verbally or physically, raging at them, blaming them for all of your problems, expressing contempt, being controlling or demanding or not letting go of things. Flight, avoiding dealing with problems, panicking, and acting impulsively or running away from intimacy or emotional situations. Freeze, feeling helpless, feeling unable to act or shutting down and disconnecting from your partner. Number three, shame-based responses. Interpersonal traumas or chronic rejection can create toxic shame. Shame is a shame is a disrupt I can't even talk today, y'all. Shame is a destructive emotion for relationships unless you have actually done something terrible. Shame makes you want to hide or feel rage towards people you perceive as having shamed or rejected you. Shame makes you hide important parts of yourself from your partner. You may put up a wall or mask your insecurities by attacking others or overcompensating. Shame also makes it difficult for you to hear criticism. Even if it is well meaning, you are likely to respond defensively because you don't want your flaws to be exposed. Shame makes you want to give up on relationships rather than fight for them. Sammy says, "Hi, I recently had a Oh my goodness. A drunk driver broke my neck and now I'm completely paralyzed from the neck down." Oh, that's horrible, Sammy P. I'm really sad for you. Thank you for taking the time to join my live from a wheelchair. Oh my goodness. That's horrible. I hope you have some type of support system. Thank you for joining, Sammy. And I hope that you got justice. I know that you're paralyzed and that's so unfortunate, but I hope the drunk driver got the punishment that they deserved. Okay, so I'm going to finish reading what I was talking about, okay? You may turn to addictions or compulsive behaviors as a way of self-medicating the shame. You may drink or take drugs, play video games to excess, shop compulsively, act out sexually, or become a workaholic. All of these patterns take you away from being available to a partner because they lead you to prioritize the substance behavior of choice above your partner's needs and feelings. 4, rigid negative beliefs in relationships. Experiencing relationship trauma or having a dysfunctional family history that you haven't dealt with can shape your beliefs about relationships in negative ways. These beliefs can then bias you. I'm sorry, these beliefs can bias how you perceive partner's actions, leading you to interpret them in the worst light. You may be unable to trust and therefore constantly monitor the status of your relationship or try to control your partner. You may be overly scared of rejection or abandonment and therefore not put yourself out there to find intimacy. Or you may reject others before they can reject you. You may feel that your partner will never be able to understand your feelings or be motivated to meet your needs. This can lead you to not express what you want or need and end up resentful when your partner doesn't read your mind. Sammy P said, "You're welcome." Thank you, Sammy. Number 5, traumas can lead you to choose unhealthy partners and stay with them too long. Y'all, this is my part right here because I can relate to number 5 real hard. I can relate to all of this, but number 5, this is for me. And I know some of y'all can relate. Hudson Davis, Sammy, you good, bro? Okay. Again, number 5 says traumas can lead you to choose unhealthy partners and stay with them too long. Traumas in your family of origin, both big T and little t, can lead you with insecurities and feelings being undeserving of love. Therefore, you may be more likely to tolerate disrespectful behavior or make excuses for a partner rather than setting boundaries or leaving. You may feel that a dysfunctional relationship is the best you can do or feel too scared of being alone to leave even an abusive partner. You may take on too much of the guilt and blame or be easily manipulated as you were by your dysfunctional parent. You may be drawn to abusive or unloving partners because of trauma bonding. Trauma experience can make you addicted to emotional intensity, so you reject the friendly, honest, respectful person in favor of the inconsistent, rejecting, demeaning, or manipulative one. So I want to talk about this real quick. You'll hear men who claim that they're good guys say, "Oh, the girls don't want the good guys, they just want the bad guys. The nice guys come in last. The nice guys come in last. The girls just want the bad guys, they want the criminals." Read this. Nice guys who think you're so nice, I want you to read this. I want you to read this part right here. People don't sign up for bad boys or bad people because they love bad people. That's all they know. That's all they're used to. Normal people want loving, healthy, supportive relationships. That's all I wanted. But I end up gravitating to abusive, cold, negative, unaffectionate men because of my upbringing. I grew up with a narcissistic parent. I grew up with unloving parents, hard parents. Like, it's so, even though you want the good things, you relate more closely to the bad. And it sounds crazy, but that's how trauma works. Let me see what this one is saying. Nathan Perez, why don't you go to another live stream, okay? Go to another place, all right? Yeah. Have a good night, Nathan Perez. I hope you have a great night. There's so many other live streams you can go into, Nathan. You don't need to come into mine. If I don't know what I'm talking about, go to another live stream. You're very negative and you're not wanted here. Thank you. Have a great night. So yeah, it just makes a lot of sense. And it's just very unfortunate that you end up going towards what you don't need, what you don't want. It's just that it's a comfort. It's all you know. It's trauma bonding. So like I said before, any of you nice girls, any of you so-called nice guys and nice girls, if you're wondering why the people you want are going towards people you think are abusive or are negative, and you're like, oh, well, why did you choose that person? They're abusive. They're not nice to you. You need to really learn about trauma and research trauma. It doesn't make sense but it makes sense at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's a really sad situation. It's like the more the person treats you bad, the more you try harder to try to please them, because you grew up in a, like, if you grew up in a toxic household, that's like you always felt rejected from your parent, and it's like you thought that, oh, maybe I'm nicer to them, or the more I try, the more they will love me. But if someone is rejecting your love, you don't need to try harder. You need to retreat and run. But like I said, trauma does things like that to you. I feel like I want to read that again. This is the last part of it, and there is final words to this article. I'm going to read number 5 one more time because it hits heavy and it's real. Sammy P says, I'm really struggling with everything I need. 24.7 care, 24/7 care, around the clock support. I'm in a halo brace and I want to wear a neck brace. Sammy P, that is horrible. Do you have any kind of support system? You have friends, family that's there for you? Yeah, I can't imagine what you're going through. I can't imagine. But you didn't answer my question, Sammy. Did the person who hurt you, did they get like life in prison or a very long time? I really hope so. So they won't hurt anybody else. I hear so many stories about people, drunk drivers who get chance at the chance at the chance until they kill people, you know? So my heart goes out to you, Sammy. If anybody else wants to contribute anything positive to this conversation, I would appreciate, if you're in this live stream, please give it a like. I would appreciate your support. So yeah, in my, just a little, I'm going to read this part one more time, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about my past with relationships. This is deep right here. And this is mainly what I wanted to talk about. Number 5. This is the main part that I wanted to talk about. Is really deep, okay? Traumas can lead you to choose let me see something real quick. I'm going to Good. Number 5, like I said, I'm going to read it again. Traumas can lead you to choose unhealthy partners and stay with them too long. Traumas in your family of origin. I'm not even going to read it again, y'all. It's just, well, I'll read the last little part. You may feel that a dysfunctional relationship is the best you can do, or feel too scared or being alone to leave even abusive, or leave even, I can't talk. You may feel that a dysfunctional relationship is the best you can do, or feel too scared of being alone to leave even an abusive partner. You may take too much of the guilt and blame, or be easily manipulated, as you were by your dysfunctional parent. You may be drawn to abusive or unloving partners because of trauma bonding. And if you guys don't know what trauma bonding is an emotional attachment that can form in an abusive relationship. Specifically, the connection the victim feels towards the perpetrator. A trauma bond is characterized by cycles of negative reinforcement, with occasional bursts of positive reinforcement. All right, so let's go back to what I was reading. Trauma experience can make you addicted to emotional intensity, so you reject the friendly, honest, respectful person in favor of the inconsistent, rejecting, demeaning, or manipulative one. Sammy says, yes, they got jailed for life as my neck was too badly broken and my spine was damaged. That I can't feel or move anything below my chin and breathe on my down. Okay. Well, I hope you get the support you need, Sammy. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Let me see. So, in my past relationships, I seem to always pick the emotionally unavailable people. The people who I was doing the most for, the people that like there was no mutual understanding, there was no mutual love. The more they seemed to like reject me, the harder I would try. And yes, the longer I would stay, like even though the person clearly was showing that they didn't care about me the way I cared about them, I stayed because that's all I knew. It was like I couldn't handle the rejection. I couldn't handle abandonment because of my past. And it would literally take for the person to almost say it out loud, like, I don't want to be with you. Like even though the person is not saying, hey, I don't want to be with you, the way they're treating the way they were treating me was showing me that they don't want to be with me. But because they weren't actually verbalizing it and they didn't completely cut off contact with me, I would still keep trying. It was like, no, I know, it was almost like, um he's just hard to love. He really likes me, but you guys, that's the heat. So I'm sorry if you can't really hear me. Hi, nobody. Welcome to my live stream. I'm doing well, nobody. I appreciate it. I'm talking about how trauma shows up in relationships and just can you be too traumatized to date? Can you be too traumatized to be in a relationship? And I feel you can. And based on research, based on information, yes, you can be too traumatized to date. It's not saying that you shouldn't date because you have trauma. It's saying that you need to take time to heal. Take time to heal. You can't just get with somebody because you're lonely, you're bored, or you just, I don't know, whatever feelings you're looking for that is a void inside of you you're trying to feel. It's not going to happen from a person. It's going to come from you. And you need to go get professional help at that point. I wish I knew all these things a long time ago, but I had been through so much trauma in my younger years that I didn't realize I was traumatized. I was just in survival mode the majority of my life. So I would choose the wrong partners. And I didn't understand why they didn't want me, why they kept rejecting me. Because they could see it all over me that I was desperate, I was lonely, I had low self-esteem. When you have low self-esteem and you don't value yourself, you're gonna choose bad partners. And it's almost like they see you from a mile away. They can see that you have issues. And some people prey on your insecurities and they're gonna take advantage of it. They're gonna be like, man, this dummy is like still hanging around me even though I don't treat them well. And they're gonna treat you even worse. The more you put up with abusive people in relationships, the worse they'll treat you. You can't love an abusive person into loving you. It's just not going to happen. The more you love them, the more they're going to treat you bad because they don't appreciate you. They don't value you. The best thing to do is walk away. So I didn't know that. I had to heal. I had to get to know myself. I had to take time out to understand those things. When you're in survival mode, you don't know what you're doing. You're just trying to survive. You're just trying to find the little love, even if it's not real, the little love, the little attention, the little affection that you're getting, the breadcrumbs, the little crumbs that people give you. So it's just really important to heal when you have had childhood trauma or past relationship trauma. You can't just get with another person or get in a relationship when you haven't addressed your issues. If your parents always screamed at you, if your parents were physically abusive to you, if your parents never told you they loved you, if your parents never hugged you, if you were sexually abused, physically, emotionally, any type of abuse, any type of dysfunction that you have experienced in your childhood or your past relationships, don't get into a relationship. A relationship is not going to solve those problems. They're actually going to heighten the problems. They're going to make it worse. It's going to be magnified in a relationship. So if you don't heal from your past, it's going to show up in your relationships. It's going to show up in your partner. I'm sure there's people who have been in relationships. Well, there are people who have had trauma and they get with people who are kind and understanding. So not everyone gets with people who are mean and they don't treat them right. There are some people who want to heal you. They want to heal with you. But that's really rare because some people do take advantage of you. But there are people who get with people and they kind of like heal together. And I remember my last relationship, I recognized that my partner had issues. I could tell. And I know I had my issues, but I thought that we could work and we can learn and grow together and get help together and heal together. That's what I wanted to do. But you can't heal another person. You can't make someone change and make them love you. And like the last partner I was with, like he would literally say to me, like, one time he was like, stop trying to help me, or stop trying to whatever. Like you could tell that he just didn't want me to pry into whatever was bothering him. It's like he had a fence over his heart, and he knew that I was trying to get through it. He just wanted to give me the little bit that he wanted to give me. He didn't want to give me all of him. He wasn't ready for that. Two traumatized people shouldn't date if both of them are not ready to heal, if both are not ready to be honest and be transparent. So I chose wrong because of my trauma. But in the journey of healing, I have learned so much. I have learned to truly love myself and know my worth. And to the point where I'm like, if I have to be single for the rest of my life, then I'm okay with that, because if it means that I'm happy and I'm not being abused and mistreated and neglected, then it's worth it, because I know that I'm going to treat me. I'm going to prioritize me with another person. I can't guarantee that I'm going to get that. You give people chances, and sometimes they don't follow through. I just don't want to waste my time with people. So to anybody who is looking to date and you still have some unresolved issues from your past, I highly recommend that you get some help. Get a counselor, a therapist, someone who's licensed, someone who's educated in trauma. It's really important to heal. Um, and then for the article that I just read, it says final words. If any of these patterns sound familiar, it might be a good idea to get an evaluation from a mental health professional. Self-help books and articles may help as well, depending on the level of severity. Nobody says absolutely. Thank you, nobody. Nobody says yes, date for the right reasons. 100%. Um, Interpersonal traumas leave their legacy through enduring beliefs and patterns of behavior that make it more difficult for you to find and maintain. I'm sorry, let me read that again, y'all. Interpersonal traumas leave their legacy through enduring beliefs and patterns of behavior that make it more difficult for you to find and maintain genuinely loving and authentic relationships. By becoming aware of these patterns, you can begin to think and act differently, giving yourself more respect, protection, and self love, and making wiser decisions about relationships and whom to partner with. You can learn not to have relationship discussions when triggered, and feel increased self worth that makes you less sensitized to conflict and rejection. Over time, you will be less likely to overreact to relationships, ups and downs with primitive emergency responses. So yeah, the more you heal, the more you're less reactive. Like, jumping, like you take things personal, you know what I'm saying? But you have to get with the right kind of partner too. So when you're healed, you find other healed people, you find other healthy people. But if you're unhealed, you're gonna find unhealed people, abusive people, uh, um, people who want to use and abuse you. You know what I'm saying? You want healthy relationships. You deserve it. Your mental health deserve it. And if you have children, they deserve it. You don't want to find a partner who is abusive. They're going to abuse you and your children. And you don't want your children to see you in abusive relationships. You're teaching them how to choose partners. You got to live by example. You have to live by example. It's better to be alone than to be in an unhealthy, unloving, abusive relationship. It's not worth it. You can lose your life from choosing the wrong partner. There are people who are in domestic violence situations all the time, right now, trapped. Their partner's abusive and they don't know how to leave. So just try to know the signs. Don't ignore red flags. Heal yourself so you can be healthy in the next relationship. You deserve it. Don't feel that, oh, this is all I can get, or nobody wants me. I'll just take what I can get. I'm lucky that this person wants to be with me. No, they're lucky to be with you. Okay. Don't see it as other people are lucky to be. Don't see it as you're lucky to be with other people. They are lucky to choose you, especially when you've done the healing, you've done the work. You love yourself. You have self worth. You have standards. You got to have standards in relationships, because if you don't, people walk all over you. the hard way, okay? Because I had a parent who was a narcissist, I ended up with the biggest narcissist I've ever met in my entire life. And I have to co-parent with this person. I am going to go into more detail about the situation in a future live or video about how to survive a narcissist, how to co-parent with a narcissist. I've been dealing with it for 13 years. It's horrible. So heal yourself so you won't end up with a narcissist, y'all. It's absolutely horrible. To be with a narcissist is probably the worst kind of person you could be with, other than like social, psychopaths and stuff like that. But it's all connected in a way sometimes. Seriously. Anybody want to add any more input? What did this one say? I don't know what that says. All right, so I did ask you guys, I did do a poll and I asked you, can you be too traumatized to date? And 77% of you said yes. And 22% of you said no. So yeah, I agree with the 77% of you. I think you can be too traumatized to date. There's so many people that are dating and they need to heal. Like sometimes dating is the last thing that you need to be worried about. And the more you put off healing, the longer you stay with abusive people. It's just not worth it, man. You don't want to bring children into an unhealthy, toxic relationship. You know, if I can go back in time, it was so many things I would do differently. You know, but unfortunately, life just how it is. You have to, unfortunately, a lot of times learn the hard way. I don't want my children to learn the hard way. I don't want you to learn the hard way. If you have a chance to avoid toxic people, do it. There are so many people on earth. Don't settle. Don't settle for the first thing that comes your way. There's other people who will appreciate you for who you are. Just get the help, get the healing that you need. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. And you don't know until you know. You know, time really helps you to understand. Yeah. Time and education. Time and experiences. You guys are quiet tonight. You guys are quiet tonight. But since you guys are not really talking, I will get off the live stream. I said I was going to do 30 minutes anyway, but this is a topic that can go on for days and days and days. I might make a part 2 to this topic. I feel like my shirt is like crazy looking right now. I might do a part 2 to this topic tomorrow because there's so much more I could talk about, so much more examples I can give you from my personal experiences, and there's so much more information that I could find online to share with you all that I think is good information. I feel like so much of us are just looking for love so hard that we just run through red flags. We give people who don't deserve our mind, our bodies. It's just they never deserved it. They were never worth it. People are going to show you why you shouldn't have chose them. It's almost like when you're not healed and you date the wrong person, it's like they punish you for choosing them. Like, I gotcha. Now I'm going to show you why you should never chose me. There's some people who, instead of leaving you alone, they're going to keep abusing you. You know what I'm saying? And it's really messed up. Some people are so heartless that even when they know they're treating you bad, they still keep doing it. They won't stop. Even when they can see in your face and you're crying and you're telling them, you know, hey, why are you treating me like this? Well, you let me. Like I said before, you teach people how to treat you. If you keep letting them scream at you or hit you or mistreat you, cheat on you, disrespect you, they're going to keep doing it. So you have to just leave them alone. Yeah, better show them than you can tell them. I think there's a saying like that. I can show you more than I can tell you, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm tired. I don't know if you could tell, like I am tired. I wanted to talk about this topic, but it's late and I don't really hear anybody talking about anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. Thank you for those of you who made a comment. I'm going to end the poll. Hold on. DeVille Dre says, love the topic. BN scared to date. I don't know what BN means, but BN scared to date for long out of fear of the unknown. Thank you, DeVille, for contributing. What does BN mean, DeVille? But yeah, I honestly, I'd rather you be scared to date than to just date just because you're bored and you're lonely or you're, sexually frustrated. Like, it's not worth it. It's not. A lot of us need to learn to have self-control. Okay? Real talk. Sometimes you need to learn some self-pleasure techniques than to get with the wrong person. Oh, been scared. Okay. I don't blame you, DeVille. Dating can be very scary. We are so precious and we give ourselves away to people that don't deserve it. We are on this earth to connect, to be around each other. It's we're not supposed to be isolating and being alone and being secluded, but being hurt and being traumatized makes you not want to interact with people. So that's why it's so good to heal, because you don't want to keep re-traumatizing yourself. Heal completely so you'll know all the signs. You'll know what a safe relationship is versus just running towards what you're used to, the bad stuff. Let me look up real quick before I get off. What are examples of a safe relationship? Examples of a safe relationship. I don't know if I meant secure or safe. I put safe and the Google said secure. Come on, Google. Here it is. I think something must be wrong with the Wi-Fi because I don't know what's popping up. DeVille says you earned yourself a new subscriber and needed this. Thank you so much, DeVille. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm trying to, you know what? I guess it's not meant to be tonight, y'all. I was trying to pull up something, but it won't let me. Okay. It's just not meant to be tonight. It's just not meant to be, and I'm sad because I really was trying to find something. Okay, finally. Oh my gosh. Okay. So just some quick words I want to throw out there at you guys. Okay, here's one. I won't read everything. Okay. A few examples of a healthy relationship. There's an article that says, what does a healthy relationship look like? Okay, I'll give a few examples. Okay. Does a healthy relationship look like? Okay, so it says healthy relationships involve honesty, trust, respect, and open communication between partners, and they take effort and compromise from both parties. In my past relationships, I was the one compromising all the time. The people I was with, they didn't compromise. I feel like I was doing everything. Well, the majority of them. I'm not going to say every single situation I was in, but the majority of the situations I was in, I felt like I was the one doing the compromising. And that's not a fair relationship. There is no imbalance of power. Partners respect each other's independence, can make their own decisions without fear of retribution or retaliation, and share decisions. If or when a relationship ends, there is no stalking or refusal to let the other partner go. I will admit that when a relationship ended, it was hard for me to let go because of the trauma bond. You know what I'm saying? And looking back, I looked like a fool because I couldn't let go. But it's like, you get it. It was a trauma bond. It wasn't really love. It was pure dysfunction that I was holding on to, and it wasn't worth it. All right. So characteristics of healthy relationships. Respect for privacy and space. You don't have to be with your partner 24/7. Your partner encourages you to spend time with friends without them and to participate in activities that you enjoy. You feel comfortable expressing your opinions and concerns to your partner. I never felt comfortable expressing my opinions, especially to my last two, like to both of my children's fathers. I did not feel comfortable. It was like eggshells type of situation. My opinion just was not respected at all. All right, you feel physically safe and your partner doesn't force you to have sex or to do things that make you feel uncomfortable. Your partner respects your wishes and feelings, and you can compromise and negotiate when there are disagreements or conflicts. In my past relationships, disagreements and conflicts didn't go well. It wasn't healthy and safe. It was like, you did this wrong and I don't like it. It just, yeah. It's just so sad, the people that I chose. It's just so sad. So much time wasted on the wrong people. But you know, you live and you learn and you understand why you made those choices. It wasn't because you wanted it, it's just because that's all you knew, and you didn't understand, you didn't love yourself, you didn't get the help that you needed. So we can't be too hard on ourselves. Like we have to forgive ourselves for things we had to do when we were in survival mode. A lot of my decisions that I made were all in survival. And like sometimes I like to joke and say like it was like temporary insanity or long-term insanity, and it finally ended when I woke up like and knew my self-worth, you know? All right, the foundation of a healthy relationship includes boundaries. You and your partner are able to find ways to meet each other's need in ways that you both feel comfortable with. Communication. You and your partner can share your feelings, even when you don't agree, in a way that makes the other person feel safe, heard, and not judged. Trust. Building trust can take time and allows couples to be vulnerable with one another, knowing that they can rely on the other person. Consent. Most commonly used when you're being sexually active. Giving consent means that you are okay with what is happening and that no one is forcing you or guilting you into doing anything that you don't want to do. Consent can be given and taken back at any time, and giving consent once does not mean you automatically give consent in the future. Do you guys remember that story about Jessi James? She was like a Vine back in the days of Vine. You guys remember Vine? Anyway, I think it was on YouTube too. Anyway, Jessi something. I forgot her name. I'm probably wrong who I'm saying it. So apparently they used to date. They were both like on social media, right? They used to date. So apparently they had broken up, but they were still like friends. So apparently she had got injured one time and she asked him could he come over and help her. And while she was out and sleeping, she woke up to him on top of her having sex with her. And she did not consent to that. And she ended up suing him. And I think he ended up pleading to a lesser charge. And you guys, if you know who I'm talking about, leave a comment in there. So basically, he assumed that because they used to have sex in a relationship, that it was okay to have sex with her, even when they were broken up while she was sleeping. He didn't get her consent. And that is rape. That is rape. If your partner is not awake or aware that you're having sex with them, that's rape. I just want everybody to know that. If your partner didn't give you permission to have sex with them while they're sleeping, that's rape. Okay? See how these things go hand in hand by exploring the other sections to your left. Okay, I'm gonna anyway, it's just important to find a healthy relationship that has boundaries and respect. Boundaries, respect, compromise, all the things that this article says. It's better to be alone than to be in a relationship that's not for you. I know being single is hard, but just be patient. Be patient. I didn't have any patience before because that's all you were taught and raised to believe, that you need to be with someone, you need to have someone, you need to be with someone, you know, like it doesn't matter who it is. Or it's just sad how society taught, you know, as a woman, I'm speaking for my experience as a woman, society raised women to believe that you needed a man. He just needs to have some basic things, you know. It wasn't drilled in your head to be with a kind man, a nice man, a man that is accountable for his action, a man that treats you well, a man that talks to you nicely. But again, also it has to do with the fact that if you were not raised in a healthy environment, and then plus society is telling you need a man, so you were raised in a toxic environment, society is telling you need a man, you're gonna just go with what society says with the experiences from your past. It's just a bad situation. It's a bad combination. It's a bad combination. Hopefully I make sense to some of you. There was a negative Nan, or no, let me start over. There was a negative Nathan that was in my chat earlier who didn't feel like I knew what I was talking about, and that's fine. If you guys don't like anything that I say, you have a right to click off, scroll down or up, whatever you do to get out of my live stream. Click off, X off. It's okay. There are so many other channels and live streams that you can tune into, but I appreciate any one of you who is subscribed to my channel. If you are new here, I really appreciate your support. If you're not new, welcome. Thank you so much. My channel is called Why Are Humans Like This? I call my channel that because I like to ask questions. I like to understand people and humans and myself. And I am a survivor of y'all excuse me for this wardrobe malfunction. As a survivor of childhood trauma, I like to share stories of other survivors. It just helps me heal. It helps me learn. It helps me grow. And I hope that I'm helping anyone. I hope that my videos help anyone. It helps me, and I hope it helps my children. Like, it makes me happy to make these kind of videos. It makes me happy to make these kind of lives. I am working on 2 videos right now. They're both about childhood abuse and trauma. And I'm going to try, I already said it before, but I'm going to try to have it out before the end of the week. If not, I will have it out next week. I don't post as much videos anymore. The lives are where it's at for me. It works a lot better for me to do lives. It's more convenient. It just works, and it helps to get me out there in the algorithm. So if you like this kind of content, check me out. I have lots of videos. I even have a playlist called Survivor Stories. Go ahead and check it out. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not cold and I'm not nervous. I don't know if I'm just anxious. I don't know. Whatever. But check out my playlist. Please check it out and support me. Yeah. If you are a survivor, or if you know a survivor, you love a survivor, I would appreciate your support. DeVille Dre says, you are smart. Love the topic. Lovely evening. Beautiful. Thank you so much, DeVille, and welcome to my channel. Thank you. I hope you stay around for a long time. I'm going to get off live now because it is late. I was supposed to only do 30 minutes, but I did my usual hour, but it's not an hour quite yet. It's almost an hour, but I'm just going to cut it off short, y'all. Let me go ahead and talk about my poll before I end it. So my question was, can you be too traumatized to date? Can you be too traumatized to date? 79% of you said yes, and 21% of you said no. I have to agree with the 79% of you. I think sometimes you can be too traumatized. When you're too traumatized, you end up choosing the wrong partners. Yes, there are people who can heal, grow, and learn together in a relationship, but the other person has to be willing. You have to be willing. You have to work together. If one person is doing all the healing and growing and learning, the other person is stagnant, not helping, not doing anything, it's not mutual. It's not reciprocate. You know, it's not what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It just needs to be fair. It has to be equal. You have to be doing some work. I have to be doing some work. It can't be me doing everything. You just laying back and you're getting all the benefits and the other person is not getting the benefit. It's not fair. So it is possible to have trauma and be in a relationship but it takes work. It takes commitment. It takes love, support, and an open mind. All right. But if you don't have that in a relationship, you need to be by yourself until you are healthy, healed, and happy. Love yourself so much that you are like allergic to trauma or abuse. Like, oh, you're, you're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to treat me like that. But when you accept the abuse, they're going to keep giving it to you. Okay. You deserve better than that. You deserve good things in life. You deserve good, especially if you're a survivor. If you survive so much in life, you don't deserve to go through any more surviving. You need to be thriving. Okay? Let's thrive more than we survive, y'all. Thank you so much for your supports. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm extra. I think I'm just sleepy, y'all. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I need to make up a song for my channel. I think I had a song before. It was like, please like, oh, please like. Wait, I had a song before. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hey. Anyways, I'm gonna come up with a song one of these days, y'all. I'm tired. Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell that I'm a single mom running off a little bit of sleep? All right, I'm extra. Let me get off of here, y'all. But okay, again, see ya. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon where you are. It is 10:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in the USA, so it's dark outside. Can you tell? Look at my patio. It's dark. It's dark. All right. Yeah, it was a good chat. Thank you so much for contributing. Appreciate it. Peace.